But then I feel like people would think like earth, wind, fire, and air elements.
Not ELALI.
Yeah, but people don't know
Right.
the
Hearing it, yeah, 5 times.
yeah.
Um,
Damn. Um, those are all good. They all just have their own little flaws, but they're all good still. Fuck. It's not like we have a big enough audience to be like, hey, here's our selections, guys. You guys can help us make. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm Jason,
I'm Will.
and welcome to
Mentality.
So, as you obviously should be able to hopefully tell from that, we're gonna, as we talked about on our last episode, which was several weeks ago, we are gonna be rebranding, and we've come up with mentality, and obviously emphasis on the MEN. Um, so we hope everybody likes that going forward. I think that's a better fit. So, and then we don't have to worry about like when I looked it up, I couldn't find anything. Well, that's this specific. I didn't look up too much because yeah. So I don't know. I didn't see anything with the same. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty good. I feel like it's a good fit.
Yeah.
So if anybody watches this, let us know your opinions. If you like it or if you think it's dumb, whatever.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Honestly. Just give us your open, honest opinion.
Yep. Comment. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That whole shebang. Um, Obviously, we haven't been here in a couple weeks, so sorry about that. Life. If there's so many people involved, obviously, it's not always going to line up to have so many separate lives. Be able to coalesce to have a singular day together to do this and such forth. So yeah, we apologize for that, but we're still gonna try and be here every week like regular. But if stuff happens, stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's he helps us out by letting us do this here, lets us use his equipment. So whenever he's got something, no problem. Obviously, whenever we have something, it's kind of you know not a dynamic duo with one person. So
Yeah.
obviously we're not going to do it then either. So if there's key pieces that are hung up, we're obviously not going to be able to come, but we'll always try to keep coming back. We want to keep doing this and grow, have a nice audience that we can just be ourselves with and to, and that hopefully reciprocate that, because that's kind of it. Obviously it's cathartic for us, but if we can help other people in their mental health and their journey of that's kind of like a if we can do that even for one person, we've done our job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Even if that spreads to like, hey, even if you aren't sure how to like proceed with dealing with your mental health, there's nothing wrong with trying to reach out to mental health professionals. There's plenty of free hotlines that you can contact if you feel like you're having severe issues and really need help, and
Yeah.
you really feel like you have no one, you can reach out.
Yeah, and it's something people also forget that if you want somebody in person as well, um, you can usually go to shelters. Um, a lot of shelters will have on-site like counselors and stuff like that. And if you're like, I'm having a moment, talking to somebody over the phone's not going to do anything for me. It's 3 a.m. What the hell am I supposed to do? If you don't have people that you can reach out to, there's one of your options. You just go to a shelter. I mean, honestly, you might not even need to talk to a counselor. If you go down to a shelter and start talking to people and hear their stories and hear what they're going through, that alone can help you make you not feel so alone. And obviously, I mean, it sounds bad, but it helps to see people in a, you know, in a worse position to better appreciate yours when you're at a low point, you know?
Absolutely. Because
So,
God knows we've had our low points in recent years.
for sure.
Ugh.
And it does. It has to be, like for a lot of people, for me at least, when you get to those lowest points, you have that, at least I have a roof over my head. At least I have food to eat.
Those are the things those are the things you have to appreciate in
Yeah,
those moments.
exactly. And sometimes it takes you to get that low to
like
get
what
that.
do you have that a lot of people actually have a hard time being able to get?
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I did some volunteering like 2 or 3 months ago for 4 square meals or something like it's 3 square meals, something like that. They had like a chain gang thing going on where they had all these tables set out where they would dump like different things like in that section, and then at the back they had giant pallets of plastic bags, and the person at the back pulls it out, gets them ready, hands them to the next person, and that's all their job does. Then they hand it to the next person who, I'm putting in nutrition bars. The next person, oh, I'm putting in box cereals, and they kind of like chain gang that to like different stations all the way down this line to where when it gets to the end, they tie it up and they have a bag that has enough food in it to provide for 2 people for the whole day. And I mean, it's still not much, but it is like it covers nutrition basis. Like it has like a little bowl of cereal, a little thing of soup. God, I couldn't remember everything, but yeah, but it's still not much, but it is, it's enough that it could sustain somebody.
Yeah.
And that freaking that I mean that alone hit me just because doing that stuff, you're like
that means like the difference in a day for someone.
Yeah, and that really messed
and
me
that's
up.
like barely anything
Exactly.
that we in comparison to what we have.
Yeah, I was like,
damn.
if I could smoke some weed and go through this entire bag in an hour. So
It's like right,
you know
like
what I mean?
damn.
Like, and that's just it messed me up because I did it. Obviously, how bad it is for some people, but to have that put into perspective as like this is what they have to do to be able to provide a astronomical amount. So I mean, it is small amounts of everything, but it is for food for a whole day. But we did. I think they said in the couple hours that we were there, we did a record of like 13 or 1400 bags, and that was just for a few hours. And there's a whole warehouse where they're constantly doing that.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. So it's not like a crap ton per person, but they are getting so much out to so many people, which is awesome.
Well, that's good though.
Yeah, so
it's better to get it out to more people,
Yeah.
It's like everyone's getting the same amount, so it's not like anyone's getting gypped.
Exactly.
So it's all free and it's all charitable. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it put stuff into perspective for me for sure. Because I mean, I'm always grateful for everything that I have, but when you're in a low spot, it is good to get those
It's
humbling
hard
reminders.
not to think everything is designed to fuck you.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
that's honestly like that's the mindset. Like you put yourself. I like to call it. I for myself, I call that the victim mentality. I'm victimizing myself whenever I do that.
Yeah,
And it's like when you do that, you're giving yourself a bad biased perspective of everything.
yeah,
And you don't even fucking realize it because you're just like, no, that's just reality. It's like that's not reality, motherfucker. Like the world ain't designed to fuck you. That's just life. Everyone gets fucking their own special way. I trust me on that.
yeah.
You know
I feel
what
like
I
it's
mean?
tied to
Like even
spotlight
rich
syndrome.
people, they get fucked in different ways too.
I know.
You know what I mean? And sometimes
Not
when they get
enough
fucked, they
ways.
get really fucked.
Yeah, but I don't know. Depends on what they got rich for. Because a lot of times they fucking deserve it.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But my point being is,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't matter what your world is or what your surroundings are or what your struggles are in comparison to others, because at the end of the day, it only matters how you feel about your own accomplishments and what you have.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, you have to acknowledge that there are more things that bad thing. Well, not even say bad things, but hardships happen more so to the lower class than they do the higher class.
100%. Yeah.
So,
Oh
so, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
there is
It's
a little
so
bit
easy.
there, but it's not
so much easier for us lower class to get fucked
Yeah,
because we do not have like a security blanket of any
Exactly.
sort. We don't have assets that are just like
yeah. So that
that
was,
we can liquidate.
exactly. So that does kind of create a little bit of a natural inherent imbalance, but nothing like it's not like you're saying. It's not like omnipotent. It's not like the world, the universe is like, fuck you, Will. You know what? Let's send a typhoon. Like it's that's not how it's going down. But that's how it feels to a lot of people, and that's
100%.
spotlight syndrome.
I even had a day like that not even that long ago where I just felt like the day was just designed to just fucking piss me off. That's just how it felt the whole day.
See,
I
I
was
have a
so mad.
I have a problem with that too. Whenever
And I was just
I
like,
get
why am I
screwed,
so pissed?
Yeah,
Like,
of
what the
course.
fuck?
but whenever I get screwed and it's something that like I just expect to get screwed. But when you do something right or you do something good and then you still get screwed, those are the ones that I still have a hard time being, like why is, where it's like is the universe against me? Like why does it every time I do something good or if I do the right thing, it backfires? It's like,
Oh, God. That's the worst. That is the worst because you're like, in your heart, like you're trying to go out of your way for someone, and then like you're just like, what just happened?
yeah. And legit
Like what?
like and I mean like on a regular basis,
It like makes you think like, how are they viewing this whole fucking transaction that just went down?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because like that's kind of what it is. It's like I don't expect anything in return, but like acknowledgement, maybe like a thank you, anything.
Mhm.
The fuck is this?
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I need at least appreciation. Like damn,
Maybe it's just
I
cuz
live for the reactions.
maybe it's just cuz I notice it more, but I feel like stuff on a regular basis happens where it's like I'll hold the door for somebody when I like say I'm going in to get like Pullman bread. I love Pullman. They're one of the best bakeries I've ever been to. They have like these curry buns that are phenomenal. Say if I'm going in there to get a curry bun, hold the door for somebody, they that person gets the last curry bun. Like stuff like that like happens on a regular basis, and I'm like, is it just because I'm like mentally looking for it, or do I just know? I don't know, or maybe I don't know, but stuff like that happens, and I'm like,
Makes
Why?
you go, for this specific place, I need to be an asshole.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
this door I am no longer holding for other people.
Yeah.
I am getting what I want.
Exactly.
Like, if it is there, I am gunning for it. Dude, that's terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's just an example, you know. But like I said, maybe it's because I'm looking for it, you know. Because I don't know. Because you definitely find the things that you're looking for. Like I recently learned. So you know how if you like learn a new word, you're like you suddenly see it everywhere all the time.
Yes.
So that is actually the video that a video I was watching was called talking about different brain glitches, but that's the way your brain processes information. It filters out you know necessary and non necessary information. Anytime you've ever come across that word, it's always been associated with something that's non like pertinent information. So it's only in your short term memory. It's not in your long term memory. So then whenever you when that word gets moved to your long-term memory, it lets your short-term memory actually start to realize it to be able to put it into long-term memory.
So you're just seeing what's always been there.
You're just seeing what's always been there just because you finally realize it's there. And I'm like, holy crap!
Because you're
We're in the Matrix. So like,
it's like this is the blue pill.
Yeah.
Like this is the blue pill.
Dude, that's what I always said. If I was Neo in the Matrix, I would have been. Now what? Because now, if you take them both, what the hell's going to happen?
What happens? It's actually a good question. What does happen if you take both fucking pills?
I mean, Morpheus is definitely going to be like, Jesus, what the, you know, but.
It's like, the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, like, he's not the one, he's a junkie.
Like, bro, I think we picked up the wrong dude. Like,
yeah. Neo's just fucking dozing and nodding off. I'm sorry, guys. Having the mental image of Neo.
You're supposed to get Jason Bourne, not Jason Dillard. Jesus Christ, guys.
I'm just trying to picture Neo in the Matrix as a junkie. Every time, they're like, hello, Mr. Anderson. Oh my
Jesus
god,
Christ,
that tickles my fancy. Sorry, that's just
tickled your fancy. Did it now? It absolutely did. He loved it. It tickled.
He
It's
kind
not
of,
going to slap and tickle.
and then he fights like
on the furry balls.
Bo Rai Cho from Mortal Kombat, the
Absolutely,
guy
I
who's
love
drunk all the time. Yeah. So Neo's just fighting like that. Oh my god. Sorry. I need to regain composure. Oh my god.
What is that?
If I could just see him with a fucking spoon with what he's sitting with the Oracle.
What did we smoke?
Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Oh god, we'll laugh more about that afterwards because I'm not gonna stop thinking about it. But yeah, so that a lot of things like that you think are this weird phenomenon, or the universe is against you, or there's some kind of weird outside influence that are making these things happen. Like, why do I keep seeing this? Like, there's usually a reason or an explanation for it. Yeah, and it's cool because I mean sometimes it can be completely mental, like software, and sometimes it can straight up be hardware. Like sometimes that's how you figure out you have. Watched it's new. Watson.
Watson? Yes, I think so. I've seen previews at least.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and the way they like figure out people's basically the show starts out first episode. I'm not giving away spoilers because it's literally the first scene in the first episode. Sherlock's dead. He dies fighting Moriarty, and then he left a clinic to Watson, and then so the show's just about Watson running a clinic where he does like he's part detective, part doctor, and he's training like other really smart doctors to do the same. So they're like his Watsons. It's just a really good show, but the way they figure out and diagnose things from the smallest stuff, um, yeah, it's crazy to realize how much stuff really is linked. Because I mean, a lot of the stuff on that show. I mean, I haven't come across anything yet that's like
Makes you think about
fabricated.
details of things when you go places.
Wait, what?
Makes you think about the details of things when you go places.
Yeah. Well, see, but that's why I've always been super hyper observant of stuff, and like
Same.
it's like being on fight or flight all the time. That's why I like to smoke weed, because it helps calm that flight
That overdrive
instinct.
goes.
Yeah, because you don't need, if people don't like it when you walk into the restaurant and you're like, "Oh, is that your light car out there with license plate 555?" And they're like,
The
"What
fuck?
the hell? How did you know?" And you're like, "Oh, you have a keychain that says Motley Crue, and there's a Motley Crue sticker in the back window." They're like, "What the fuck?"
It's like,
You know what I
the
mean?
fuck?
Yeah. So
It's like you noticing shit, bro. Like,
yeah, and obviously in real life that pisses people off and freaks them out. It's not like a
they're like, why are
"Ooh."
you paying attention to my shit?
Yeah, and you're like, "Sorry, I'm constantly looking around because I feel like I don't
Nice
know,
car.
something
Bye.
bad's gonna happen at all points in time. I don't know.
Nice
why.
car.
Yeah, nice car. Get in the trunk.
Give me your keys.
But yeah, there's a lot. There's all kinds of, there could be physical stuff, or it could just be completely mental. But there's always a root, a cause, something that you can at least try to pinpoint to understand or pinpoint to work on. Some things there's some things that you can't fix. There's some things that are just going to be part of who you are, and you have to accept that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it's crazy because like that's hard to do, obviously, but it makes you feel kind of useless when it's hard for you to be able to do that as a person with something that's mental. When you see somebody who had their arm or leg amputated, and they're like, it took them time, but you see them, like they've accepted it and come to terms, and they're living their best life and embracing, what I'm saying, after losing like an actual physical part of themselves. So why is it so hard for me to get over this mentally when they can actually lose a legitimate part of them and keep running into the face of life and danger? You're like, how can I be that?
Well,
Which
honestly,
is crazy.
I think that kind of goes with self-identity. Like understanding what drives you as a person. Period. Like what do you wake up for?
Yeah.
Like you don't wake up for no fucking reason. You're not. You don't like. You don't have a girlfriend for no or a fiance for no reason. Like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you don't do the things that you do in your life for no fucking reason. So what are you waking up for? Like that's the thing that I feel like you have to just keep in mind. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm here to fucking crush it. Like that's what I'm fucking here for.
Yeah.
I'm here to fucking crush it. And it's like even if I didn't have these other things in my life, I would still do this for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I mean by self-identity is like having those pillars that make you you. Like, what is important to you?
Yeah.
What are you holding together and making a point to prioritize in your life? And what is your ultimate goal? And how close are you to there?
Yeah.
Even if you're far the fuck away, it doesn't matter. Every day you're a day closer. Period.
Yeah. It's a go.
And there's
Always
nothing
move
wrong
forward.
with that. There's nothing wrong with that because trust me, even when you reach your goals, you're going to have new goals because you realize there's a higher level.
Yeah.
And you're just going to want to keep doing that.
But unfortunately, there are surprisingly a lot of people that once they hit a goal, they just stop. There's not like something else to set their goal towards. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with getting comfortable and cruising for a while.
Yeah, but
like if you find a fucking happy place that's like overall meeting all of your needs and fulfilling what you need, and you're still,
of course, but there's a time when it becomes
wrong with
complacency.
Well, of course, Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to constantly just keep setting new goals because there's always another level.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Is a lot of people.
There's always
that's their
something
problem.
else. And even if it's not in the same damn thing, like
That's what I'm saying. It's for a lot of people, it's hard to like once you've achieved something to
balance.
keep to another one to do. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Because
absolutely.
that's an achievement on its own to being able to keep setting achievements. Because if you could totally be like, boom, I achieved this one thing. That's all I ever wanted to do. I'm gonna chill for the rest of my life and be, like that's what's not living. So they have to be able to do that. But there are lots of people that they hit a certain goal and they can't they struggle finding that next
Yeah,
thing
but
to
that's when
strive
you need
for.
to find hobbies and interests to go along with those things, because those can also go with goals. Like, hey, I want to go see I want to watch the Golden Knights all the way to the Stanley Cup type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Or
I
I
mean,
want to travel the world. I want to. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
just realize everything you want,
Well,
because
yeah,
life could be so much more. But like,
but that's
people
what I'm saying
always
is people
always
struggle
think
with
into
that.
what applies to today instead of thinking, well, what can I do right now to work towards tomorrow?
But that's what I'm saying though. Obviously, look how many people are stagnant in life. That's why. It's because so many people they can't.
They get
They
stuck
struck
in living in right now.
in that moment they struggle to be able to set those next achievements, those next goals, because they're just trying to survive that moment. And you know what I mean. And it's a hard perpetual cycle to like
Especially in
yourself
those
out
moments
of.
that you were talking about,
Exactly.
where you feel like the day is just designed to totally fuck you.
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
like from the start. Like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
It's like seventh circle of hell chaos upon opening eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you have days like that, oh my Christ.
God.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, those days. suck.
Mentally, it's like, yeah, you by the end of the day, you just question, why am I even here?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this shit?
But we're also like more open and
But
talk
tomorrow's
about
a
this
new
kind of
day,
stuff.
baby. That's it. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah. But we're also more open and talk about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like what we're doing right now. A lot of dudes don't do. I mean,
No.
some obviously, we have like our close friends that we talk to and stuff like that.
It
But
just goes with like the alpha complex kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like we're fucking men, so we're supposed to be able to just like fucking rub dirt on it and just continue on.
yeah,
Like, that's what we're expected to do in like every facet of life,
yeah,
you know? And like I feel like it's applicable in a sense, but sometimes that line is pretty damn gray,
yeah,
you know?
100%.
So,
Yeah,
but that's just it. Like, you can still maintain that manly alpha and still have full emotional intelligence and control of yourself and understanding of your environments and how to socialize and how to deal with your shit. Because at the end of the day, like, everyone's fighting a battle you know nothing about.
I don't know. I don't really actually play into like that alpha beta stuff, but
No, I don't really play into that shit either, but like, there's people that believe in it.
oh, I know.
But like, even
Oh, and
but
speaking of which,
I'm saying, my point is, like, even big guys like that, like, dude, like, you still have feelings and emotions. Like, it's totally okay. Fucking let that shit out. Like, talk about that shit.
yeah, but a lot of times, you know what I mean? A lot of those guys will come from dads that were not like that, you know what I mean? Like that's part of it
Where
too.
that's what they watch growing up.
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
in that generation of the transition where,
Things
like
are getting better now.
yeah,
but
like all of our kids are growing up with, mental health services and stuff like that. And
that were like barely fucking available when we were in high school.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, we had a counselor.
we barely had hotlines.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Most of the time we'd prank call them.
I think we got suicide hotline like midway through like junior high,
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah. So we're in that transitionary age where we were obviously
Back
able
when
to
they,
change
like,
and
kinda
accustom.
sucked.
Yeah, but our parents and our parents' parents, our grandparents. I mean, Vietnam, all that. Yeah, they
That was a shining example of why mental health should be like addressed.
Yeah, exactly.
like taken seriously.
Like that. Like to me, that's when we should have had our like mental, emotional awakening, because that's right after
Especially
they.
with the reasons behind why Vietnam even fucking happened. Like,
And
dude, we
and
had
that's-
no right being there. Like,
and we had that's when the hippie era was like, going on, like free love, free speech.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
What
like,
happened
dude,
to
we
free
fucked that up.
emotional support?
Like the government fucked that shit up, bro.
Well, then again, some people have also actually
Totally dropped the ball.
some people have come up with the
Oh, they just couldn't swing it.
some people have come up with the idea that the 70s are actually like the hippie era is what actually caused mental health to like become so prominent, that I guess everybody taking acid back then
And everyone being really spiritual. I guess that makes sense. You know?
yeah, yes.
Like that was like 60s and 70s were like very spiritual.
No, well, yeah, but no, they're saying like that people who took the LSD, in their lives and stuff like that, their children are more predispositioned to mental disorders and things like that, and then they pass that on, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so they say that from that, but to me that doesn't make much sense, because not everybody did drugs, and not the hippies weren't across the whole world.
I think
but-
it's just genetics.
I mean, we're also, a lot of countries still don't give a shit about mental health. I
Especially
mean, there's
with the way,
countries with
like-
caste systems still.
Yeah, especially with the way like genetics can like mutate. Okay.
I know.
That can also be a cause for disorders. So
Oh my God, I was
like
yeah, I was watching yesterday. There was like some cave where some researchers went in with a cave full of bats that had rabies, and the air was so thick from like their poop and saliva particles that just walking in they were able to get the rabies. And since rabies is a virus, if rabies viruses mutate, if rabies could eventually mutate to be airborne, since it can infect you like that, if rabies finds one single animal that helps it mutate to be able to be airborne, we're screwed. We have no cure for rabies. It's a 100% fatality rate. Yeah, so we're like, some of the stuff we have now are just a couple mutations away from mass extinction.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know, because that's one of the terrifying ones. You ever seen people trying to drink water? No?
What do you mean?
So I don't know how it works exactly, but rabies makes you hydrophobic, like extremely. So somebody can hand you a water, and you'll have to like try to brace yourself, and as soon as you go to try and drink it, you'll seize out, throw it. You physically cannot get your body to let you drink.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then as you get more and more dehydrated, you become you lose
You
more.
just eventually die.
Yeah,
from
you lose more and more
dehydration.
of your things. You become more aggressive, and then you
That's
die.
fucked up. That's a terrible way to die.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's 100%. Well, technically, there's been 2 people that have survived it, but they were both like, basically, vegetables forever after. So, yeah. So even if you have some kind of genetic mutation that helps you survive the rabies, it's not gonna.
Like you're still fucked for life.
Pretty much. I think the only way they say to help to possibly get you to survive it, but you're gonna have brain damage no matter what, is to as soon as the closest to being infected, to put you into a medically induced coma, and then pump you full of fluids and all that kind of stuff, because you wouldn't be able to physically make yourself drink anyways, and then you just have to try and wait it out until the virus dies on its own, and see how much of your brain's left.
How fucking long that is.
And that's obviously that would be horrific, because what you're like, oh God, I have rabies, I'm gonna be sick. Yeah, we're gonna put you asleep, and then you wake up and you have no motor skills. You can't. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's horrific.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we're doing like ice core drilling for oil. I mean, we drill ice cores for science and stuff, but they drill through giant glaciers for trying to find oil, they drill through glaciers so they can take giant chunks of ice to melt it for glacier water. And there's glaciers that hold millions of years old bacteria and viruses. It was within the last 100 years. I can't remember exactly when, but there was a dead deer that was exposed from permafrost that had died from anthrax, and it infected the grass where its body was laying. Another deer came along and ate it, and it ended up infecting an entire herd in like Siberia or Russia or something like that, and killing an entire herd of anthrax.
Damn.
And it was just in the corpse in the snow, well, in the permafrost. But
that's wild.
Yeah, so they found core samples with the Black Plague. Oh yeah, so all that stuff's in the ice, and we're just playing with it, letting it all melt off.
That sounds fucking wild as shit.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's the TED Talk about mutations, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like that was a pretty good show since we're starting to talk like crazy people.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone likes the name change. Sorry, we weren't really, communicating in the chat today. Hopefully our producer back there was, in case anyone came. Yeah. We just wanted to address the name change, kind of
We'll do a whole rebranding soon.
Yeah. Get everything switched over.
That will be visible and actually get our videos.
But that's like I said, that's why we want your input. We want comments, suggestions before we get everything finalized and fully switched over.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for coming.
I'm Will.
I'm Jason, and we were our mentality. Thanks.
That's funny. His bird just say that.